Hey there! Ever thought about growing your own food at home? Today, I'm going to share some amazing backyard farming ideas that can turn your outdoor space, no matter the size, into a mini farm. We're talking fresh veggies, vibrant herbs, maybe even a few feathered friends running around. Imagine stepping outside and harvesting ingredients for your next meal, all while feeling that deep sense of satisfaction that comes with growing your own food. It's easier than you think, and trust me, it's incredibly rewarding. So grab your gardening gloves, put on your sun hat, and let's dive right in. Let's start with the foundation of any good backyard farm: where to plant your crops. You don't need acres of land to grow your own food. Some of the most productive gardens start with raised beds and containers. Think of raised beds as these charming little garden boxes that you can customize to fit any space. You can build them from scratch with wood or find pre-made options at your local garden center. Raised beds provide excellent drainage, warm up quickly in the spring, and you can control the soil quality. If you're working with even less space, like a patio or balcony, container gardening is your new best friend. Tomatoes, peppers, herbs, you name it, you can grow it in a container. When choosing containers, think about the size and needs of your plants. Tomatoes need plenty of room for their roots to spread out, so a larger pot is best. Herbs can thrive in smaller containers. Get creative with your containers. Upcycled buckets, old wheelbarrows, even vintage wash tubs can add a touch of rustic charm. Good drainage is key for both raised beds and containers. Add drainage holes to the bottom of your containers and use a well-draining potting mix. A layer of compost before planting is a game changer for any backyard farmer. Now that we've covered the basics of raised beds and containers, let's talk about maximizing your growing space with vertical gardening. This is perfect for those of you with smaller backyards or even just a sunny wall. Vertical gardening is all about training your plants to grow up instead of out. You can use trellises, fences, walls, anything that provides vertical support. It's amazing how much space you can save, and it adds a beautiful, whimsical touch to your backyard. One of my favorite plants for vertical gardening is the classic cucumber. Cucumbers love to climb, and their vines can grow quite long. Beans, peas, tomatoes, even certain types of squash can all be trained to grow vertically. Imagine a wall covered in fragrant rosemary, thyme, and oregano. The key to successful vertical gardening is to choose the right support system for your plants. For heavier plants like tomatoes, you'll need a sturdy trellis or cage. Lighter plants, like herbs, can be grown on simple trellises or even strung along a fence. Don't be afraid to mix and match different types of vertical gardening structures. The possibilities are endless. Let's talk about a fascinating gardening technique that not only maximizes your space, but also helps create a healthier and more productive garden: companion planting. Companion planting is all about strategically planting different species together that benefit each other. Just like we have friends who bring out the best in us, certain plants have best friends in the garden that help them thrive. One of my favorite companion planting pairs is basil and tomatoes. Basil acts as a natural pest repellent for tomatoes, keeping those pesky insects away. Another classic pairing is carrots and onions. Onions deter carrot root flies, while carrots repel onion flies. Marigolds are like the guardians of the garden, repelling a wide range of pests and attracting beneficial insects. When planning your companion planting strategy, it's helpful to do a little research on the specific needs of each plant. Some plants prefer full sun, while others thrive in partial shade. Some are heavy feeders, while others are more low maintenance. By understanding the preferences of each plant, you can create a harmonious garden ecosystem where everyone thrives. Don't be afraid to experiment. Companion planting is all about trial and error. You might just discover a new favorite pairing. Now let's talk about one of my favorite topics: composting. If you're serious about backyard farming, composting is a game changer. It's like creating your own black gold, packed with nutrients that will make your plants sing with joy. Composting is all about recycling your kitchen scraps and yard waste into a nutrient-rich soil amendment. Instead of throwing away those eggshells, coffee grounds, and vegetable peels, you're giving them a second life as a powerful fertilizer for your garden. Setting up a compost bin is easier than you might think. You can buy a ready-made compost bin, or you can easily build your own using some recycled pallets or chicken wire. The key is to create a balance of green materials like kitchen scraps and grass clippings, and brown materials like dried leaves and shredded paper. When combined in the right proportions, they create the perfect environment for those beneficial microorganisms to break down the organic matter into beautiful, crumbly compost. Turn the pile regularly to provide oxygen for those hard-working microorganisms. You'll know your compost is ready when it's dark, crumbly, and has an earthy aroma. Composting isn't just great for your garden, it's also good for the environment. Now, for those of you who are ready to take your backyard farm to the next level, let's talk about adding some small livestock. And by livestock, I'm not talking about cows and pigs. I'm talking about our feathered friends, chickens. Chickens are a wonderful addition to any backyard farm. Not only do they provide fresh, delicious eggs, but they're also natural composters, helping to keep your garden free of pests and adding valuable fertilizer to your soil. Plus, they're just plain fun to have around. Before you welcome a flock of chickens into your backyard, it's important to do your research and make sure you have the proper setup. Chickens need a safe and secure coop to protect them from predators, as well as a spacious run where they can scratch and peck to their heart's content. When choosing your chicken breeds, consider what you're looking for. Some breeds are known for their egg-laying prowess, while others are prized for their meat. Once your chickens are settled in, you'll be amazed at how much joy they bring. Collecting fresh eggs each morning is such a rewarding experience. Now let's talk about an important aspect of backyard farming that's often overlooked: water conservation. As responsible gardeners, it's our duty to conserve water whenever possible, especially during those hot summer months. One of the most effective ways to conserve water in your garden is by using a drip irrigation system. Unlike traditional overhead watering, which can lead to evaporation and runoff, drip irrigation delivers water directly to the roots of your plants, where it's needed most. A drip irrigation system consists of a network of tubes or hoses with small emitters placed near the base of each plant. Water slowly drips out of these emitters, delivering a consistent and precise amount of moisture to the root zone. Setting up a drip irrigation system is relatively simple and can be easily customized to fit the needs of your garden. To further conserve water, consider adding a timer to your drip irrigation system. This will allow you to water your plants during the cooler hours of the morning or evening, when evaporation rates are lower. Drip irrigation can help reduce weed growth by delivering water only to the desired areas. That's it. With these backyard farming ideas, you can start growing your own food, creating nutrient-rich compost, and even adding chickens to your backyard. Whether you've got a small patio or a big yard, there's something here for everyone. Start small, experiment, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gardening and farming tips. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.